All right, so welcome to class. Thank you for being here. Today I was going to focus a little bit more on hips, hip region, glute region, and opening it up, but also strengthening it. And I also wanted to I'll talk a little bit about hip flexors because they tend to be an issue that a lot of people have as we go through. So that's basically it. We'll get a nice little opening warm up going. I'm going to have you just start on the floor with your ball between your knees in kind of that hook lying position. So just get settled there, relax for a minute. You can rotate your palms up to the sky just to help the shoulders open up a little bit. And then you're going to take a breath in and exhale. And just let your body get heavy there on the floor. And another breath in and exhale. Right. And every exhale, just let yourself sort of sink into the floor. Don't worry too much about your position or posture for the moment. Another breath in. And then exhale. Great. So you're just going to have you press in a little bit on the ball without moving your pelvis. So you're just going to hold and release. A little press in and release. Not letting anything move. So not so much press in that anything moves on the outside. What you'll feel is those inner thighs come on. You might feel your pelvic floor coming up a little bit and your abs tighten a bit, but nothing's shifting its position. Squeezing and releasing and squeeze. We're going to keep that squeeze and start to increase the intensity of the pressure inward. So we're going to be pushing inward a little bit more. And then you'll continue and press a little bit more. That's it. Continue and press a little bit more. Good. One more press. And release it all out. So everything should have stayed totally still. I'm going to walk my feet in a little closer to my sit bones. So bringing them back towards my hips so they really feel like I can put weight through the whole foot. Keep a little, so I'd say 50% of the pressure at the most that we had on the ball. And we're going to go into coccyx curl. So stomach's going to drop down. And as it drops down, I'm going to drive my stomach down to start that coccyx curl. So I find that as I go more deeper with my breath and my exhale, my abs go deeper and my tail just naturally starts to curve. And I feel just a little more like I'm standing on my feet. And then I'm going to release and come back to that neutral position. Exhaling, belly's going to drive. Belly drives down. Keep that pressure that you have on the ball. Great. And then I'm going to let my feet feel really grounded. I'm going to actually continue a little bit further than the first time. I'm keeping some pressure on that ball. And then release. Don't release the pressure on the ball, just the tail. And again, exhaling. So belly's sinking. I'm going down, down, down through that belly. The back of my neck is nice and long. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to allow that tail to curl. Feel the pressure between the ball, on the ball, and the pressure in my heels. I'm going to continue that motion of my tail just a little bit more. Then the last one, I'm going to unroll again. And exhale, belly sinking and reaching through that tail, lifting up a little bit more. And rolling back down, keeping that pressure on the ball. And we're going to go up. Again, belly sinking, driving through, tails curling, pressure through the feet. I'm going to roll up and I'm going to find my upper bridge. So keep that roll idea so your back isn't arching. Yeah. You're going to keep the work in your feet, in your hamstrings, a little work in those inner thighs. Shoulders are relaxed by your side. Right. And then we're going to lower those ribs and work our way down. Really nice and controlled. And let's do that again. All the way up, belly, from that belly sinking, tail starts its curl. I'm going to work my way up. Good, all the way up, holding at the top. Keep that pressure on the ball. Good, I'm going to squeeze those glutes, press up a little more up. And 2, squeezing those glutes, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to roll our way back down. Good. Nice job. We're going to go up again. Exhaling, belly down, tail curls, Rolling our way up, good, hold that position at the top, the back of the neck is nice and long. Great, I'm gonna lift my heel on one side and put it back down. Keep that pelvis steady. Heel on the other and down, heel up, down and up, down, heel up and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and up and down. Hold that position. See if you can stretch the leg out and then back down. If the ball falls away, don't worry. Other leg out and down. Switching sides, out and down. Out, keep that pelvis level and down. Good, out and down. Out and down. Out and down. Just like going for a walk in the park, right? And down, good. Hold there, you're gonna unroll your spine all the way back down and relaxing into the mat. Nice job. If your ball wandered away, you can bring it back, put it between your knees, and we'll bring your legs to tabletop. Here, I'm gonna just find position where the shins are parallel to the ceiling and the floor. My arms, shoulders need to be relaxed. So wherever you need to place those, sometimes I cross them here in front and set my shoulder blades on the floor. Sometimes I just open them to the side where you're not using that upper quadrant, yeah? Inhaling, the knees towards you, exhaling, belly sinks, legs move away. Inhaling and exhale. Keep your spine steady. Most important is that your spine itself doesn't move. And if you're not sure, just touch it. See what's happening back there in your spine. See what's happening with your belly and your torso. Inhaling, exhaling. And it helps sometimes to start that exhale before your legs even move away. So that I can start the exhale, start the work in my abs, the legs move. Inhale back, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, and inhale. Nice job. Let's take the ball and place it between your ankles. And you're gonna go for the same exhale. Belly's gonna sink, legs extend up. Oh, so good. Wake up the leg. Inhale to bend. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And don't drop your ball like I did. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Holding that ball, you're gonna turn your feet out. And then parallel. If you need help, you can hold on to the backs of your legs if you're trying to get fatigue here. And parallel. Rotate, keep those knees straight and parallel. Ooh, feels so good. Belly sinking, legs stretching. And parallel. Rotate. And parallel. And rotate. And parallel. Good. Rotate and hold. Can you squeeze on that ball? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. Bend those knees. Great. And we're going to take that ball and place it underneath your tail. So I'm going to lift up, put it under my tail. Now, I love this feeling because I can really kind of move my pelvis around and feel the difference, or feel the ball moving underneath me as well. And so I really feel what's happening here. I'm going to do that same coccyx curl. Exhaling, belly sinks, but instead of just thinking of the coccyx curl, I'm going to think of pushing that ball long away. And as I do that, I start to feel a little bit of lengthening through my quads. And inhale, back down. Right. And if you're not feeling lengthening, bring those feet in a little closer. Exhale. Or you can do a 30-minute bike ride doing intervals before you come to class, and that will make you feel the stretch more too. And exhale, or hike up a hill. And release. And exhale. And release. And exhale. Nice. So hold that, really feeling that stretch there. Keep that belly hollow. So really think about where your belly is, where your rib cage is, and we're going to bring your legs to tabletop. So just take a moment and get used to the wobbliness. Get your shoulder blades wide on the floor. So sometimes I hug myself, pull those shoulder blades out and set them down next to me. And then my arms out to the side would be fine, palms up. Right. In that tail tap, we're gonna tap one foot down and back up. Hold steady through your body. So try and keep that ball still by pulling your belly into it, keeping your weight on it. Arms and shoulders are relaxed. Tapping down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Nice job. Down, up, and down, up. Nice. We're going to turn to frog. So little heels together, knees slightly apart. And you're going to drop that belly, press the legs to frog. And bring them back. And exhale out. Belly sinks. Inhale back. Exhale, press. Inhale in. Exhale, press. Inhale in. Exhale, press. Inhale in. And exhale, press. Good. Hold those legs up. Stomach stays tight and steady. We're going to lower the legs and bring them back. Keep the tummy pulling in and bring them back. Great. Lowering down. Inhale up. Lowering down. Nice tight legs and bring it up. And you're working to try and keep strength and stability. And up and down and up. Down and up and down and up, and we'll come round. So round together, up, open down, together up, open down, together up, open down, together up, open down, together up, and open down, together up. And then you're going to reverse. So going down, open, together, 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 and open, and together, down. Bring them back up to the top, and we're going to set one foot on the floor there. Now, if you need a little help with having this one leg up, you can put the TheraBand around your foot. But I think, for the most part, I think you guys are strong enough to hold it. See? You're going to try and get this top leg really straight. So take a look at your knee. If there's a bend in it, I'm going to push it straight. Right? Lots of energy to make that happen. And you do have some energy in this foot on the ground. Right? We're going to start by just lowering that leg and bring it back up. You decide how far down and up to go based on where your body is and your stability. So your goal is to hold totally stable as that leg goes up and down and not to bend your knee. Down and up, down and up, down and up, and down and up. Nice. We're going to circle that leg so it's going to open out. Be careful. You'll go for a little ride and back around. Opening, holding steady through your center and back around. And really picture that hip rolling in its pocket. Opening around, great, and opening, great. And then you're going to reverse. You're going down, open, down, open, down, open, down, open, and down, open up. Beautiful. We're going to switch sides. So foot goes down. If you need to adjust your ball, you're welcome to. We'll take that leg to table. One right leg bent, left leg up to the sky. Take a look at that knee. Make it nice and straight. Yes. Ah, I see it. And then you're going down and back up. So really nice control. Down and up. So the more you can activate in your center and create stability for your center, the easier the work is for your hip flexor, right? If I don't use my center, it's all about hip flexor doing this work of lifting. And that can be a lot of work because I don't know about you, but my legs feel very heavy. They feel like they're long and a lot of weight to move around, especially when I have to keep that whole leg straight, right? So we want to use our center. We're going to circle, open, and around to help stabilize enough so that that leg can be a little lighter. Yeah, open and circle. Open and circle. Good, open and circle. Let's change the direction. Going down, open up, holding nice and steady. Down, open up, down, open up, and down. Open up one more time. Down and open up. Nice job. Let's take both legs back to tabletop. Great. And I'm gonna have you press both legs out, stomach drops, both legs go out into V and come back in. And if you want to add a little challenge, your hands can go on your knees. They'll go overhead as you extend, circle, and grab in. Exhaling out. And sort of the arms just make you too wobbly, no problem. Just keep them down and we'll just do the legs. Dropping that belly. And circle. Exhale. And inhale. Still stomach driving, right? I'm driving through my abs. And inhale. Exhale, long neck. And inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. Beautiful. Keep your right knee at your chest. Let's lower that left leg out over the ball. Okay, we're going to allow that hip to stretch open. So in order to get a hip stretch, I really have to hollow my belly and pull in. Otherwise, I don't get such an interesting stretch. I'm going to keep the heel of my left leg reaching away as my belly pulls itself in. Yes, nice. Breathing there and reaching away. Great. One more breath in and exhaling away. Great. And then we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So bring that leg in, other leg goes out. Good. Stomach's pulling in. That's it. Nice and hollow. Reaching that right leg out. That's it. Great. Keep pulling that tummy in. Keep stretching the back of that neck. Beautiful. And then let's bring both legs back to tabletop, and we're going to open them up to the sky and out to the side. So getting that inner thigh open, inner thighs open as well. So when we talk about hips, I think a lot of you have heard me talk about hips before, but we're thinking about all directions of those hip motions. Right, so inner thighs, muscles pull, our outer, which are glutes really that pull, hamstrings pull on one side and quads on the other. So we'll try and attack all of those in terms of stretching and strengthening for them. Great. Working to straighten those knees also if you can. I know, not very nice. Great. And then from here, we'll close the legs. We're going to take it into figure four. So I'm going to bend, place one ankle across the knee of the other leg while it's straight up, and then I can bend the other knee in. The knee is going to try and rotate open. I should feel a good stretch in my glute. Great. And we'll take both legs straight up again and make the switch to the other side. Same thing on the other side. Great. Keep breathing into that. And then we'll bring your knees into your chest and roll that ball away out from underneath you. Great. And then just because we have the ball and we're really ready for it, we're going to put the ball behind our upper back. Take your hands behind your neck. Let yourself just fall open over that ball. You're going to support your head with your hands so that it doesn't feel like it's going, any of this is going into your neck. Your neck is nicely supported. Okay. Letting that open up. Big breath in and exhale. Great. Another breath in and exhale. And if your head is supported by the floor, you're welcome to take your arms overhead. If your head's dangling, I wouldn't leave it. I would keep your hands behind. And then you're going to exhale again, just really melting into that extension. Big breath in And exhale. Great. And then we can take the hands behind the neck and lengthen upward. And we'll remove the ball from underneath. We're going to have you grab your band and we'll place it around our thighs. And I like to just tuck it in to itself so it's solid there. And I don't have to put a knot in my band. Yeah, so just wrap it around. You can choose once or twice depending on the thickness of your band. And how hard you want to work. Very hard, I know. And then we're just going to lay here, pressing the band open and release. Pressing the band open and release. Open and release. Open. So again, as we did when we were pushing in, you're going to keep that pelvis nice and steady. Maybe your hands on there to make sure you're not doing any strange movement, added movement, I should say, not strange, just added. Great. That's it. And then you're going to hold it on the open side, and we're going to just pulse open, 2, 3, 4. Keep that tailbone down in the middle and relax. 7, 8, and then bring those legs back up. And we're going to take them to tabletop. If you need to adjust the tension on your band, you're welcome to. If you feel good with it, you just keep it as is. We're going to try and open out here. So just open and back. Open. Good. Kneecaps staying pretty much up to the sky. They turn out a little bit as you go out. You should feel this in your glutes, maybe in the outer hamstrings, somewhere kind of on the outer edges of the back of the leg and the glute. And your abs, of course, holding those legs up there. Great. Hold there. When they come together, you're going to open just the right one and keep the left one steady. 2. Good. Watch that your pelvis on the left doesn't go for a ride over to the right. It's going to hold right down, almost like I would be there pushing your knee into the floor. Great. And then we'll switch sides, left. In that right hip, really heavy, sinking into the floor, just right down from your knee stays right in line. Great. And if you want, you can put your hand on that knee, really push it straight into the ground. And now you should hopefully feel your glutes. I certainly do feel something happening down there. Good. And then relax, bringing your feet to the ground. We're going to go ahead and roll onto our side. You can keep the band with you. Great. Again, you can decide how tight or how many loops around your legs you want to do. I'm going to let you guys decide how hard to work here. You're going to anchor that bottom leg, make sure you're in a nice line. So my top hip should not be in front of me. It should, if anything, be a little bit behind me. I'm going to go up and down, up and down. We'll change the foot. At the top, flex and down. At the top, point it and down. Up, flex and down. Up, point, down. Up, flex, down, up, point, down, up, flex. So here, be careful that you're not squashing your side body here. You want this leg to reach nice and long away from you. Point, down, up, flex, and point. Let's switch the angle. I'm going to have you rotate, open. So the knee and foot are going open. Same exercise. Make sure again that that leg is not coming in front of you. Up, flex down, up, point, down, up, flex, up, point, up, flex, and point, flex, and point, and flex, and point. Nice job. We're going to bend the knees up just a little bit into like 30 degrees more. Heels together, feet together. And I'm going to try to rotate open. Oh, in the clam. My clam is not going very far. And so you're keeping the heels touching, almost pressing as you're trying to roll that top knee open. Make sure your body is not rolling, right? So just that leg. Open. Open. That's it. I'm going to think of you guys tomorrow in this class when my glutes are sore. My hip rotators, actually. Okay. and 10. Nice job. We're gonna go ahead and switch sides, keeping that band in place. It may prove totally different on this side for you, depending on your strengths. So starting in parallel, we're gonna stretch those legs out. I've got my bottom leg grounding me. My top leg is reaching up, straight in line, and a tiny bit behind me. Up, flex, down, up, point. Up, flex, up, point. Up, flex. We're in parallel for this. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. And flex and point. Nice job turning it, rotating it open, going up, flex, up, point, up, flex, up, point, up, flex, up, point, up, flex, up, point, up, flex, and point, and flex, and point. One last flex and point. Nice job. We're going to bend those knees a little bit, heels together, body's going to stay really still, and I'm going to rotate and rotate. Great. Rotate, rotate, nice. Rotate, 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 and rotate. Nice job. And then we're going to go right onto your tummies. If you want, you can keep the band there. If you're feeling like, yeah, I'm done with this band, you can take it off. You're going to relax your forehead down, or your other choice is to just float it over the mat and with your arms by your side. So either way, you're going to take a breath in, exhale, and we'll tuck the toes under. You're going to stretch long through those heels and float the knees off the floor. I want to imagine that my head is stretching away from my heels here. So I'm really reaching head and knees away from each other. And then I'm going to relax. Exhale and stretch. Squeeze those glutes, floating the knees up. Inhale, release. Exhale, stretch. Good, hold there. You're going to point those toes and bring them down. Exhaling up. Inhaling down. Now keep those toes pointed up and down and up and down. Great. You're going to go up, hold, and flutter kick those legs. Kick, 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 kick. From your hips, don't bend at those knees. Kick, 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 kick. Great. And relax them down. You're going to take your right leg and bend it up and leave your left leg on the floor. Your pelvis needs to be square. So I need to have even weight on both bones of my pelvis, or both sides of my pelvis here. I'm going to keep that and push that right leg up and up. The left leg can push into the floor. And then I want to keep both hip bones right on the floor. Press up and reach that heel to the sky. Up and up, up and up, 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 and up. Nice. And stretch that leg back down. We're going to switch legs. So right leg's going to push into the floor. Left leg's going to bend. Pelvis is pushing into the mat. We're going to press up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Hold there. You're going to bend both legs. Turn those knees open, which might be quite a challenge with the band on. Heels together. Keeping that tailbone long, you're going to keep that forearm and press up. So you're going to keep constant pressure on that band. 2. Nice job. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. Nice job. Relax. And you can keep the band there or take it off, no problem. We're going to switch gears a little bit here. Taking your hands underneath your shoulders, you can bend your knees or put your toes on the floor and pick up your knees. We're going to go into plank from here. Exhaling and pressing into your half plank or your full plank, whichever one serves you best. Pressing that floor weight, get those legs strong, right? In either case, especially if they're extended, you want to really activate through those legs. Great, holding there, make sure you've got weight even on all four appendages. Yes, hands, feet, pulling those elbows in, stomach up, neck long, heels long. And then you're gonna lift your hips up to the sky and let your heels drop down. Great, so stomach's lifting, heels are dropping. Great, and then from here, we're gonna go ahead and come to our knees. You can take the band off now if it hasn't come up yet. Unwind that. And we'll just set it aside for a moment. We're gonna come back to that in a minute. We're gonna come into staying in that kneeling position. We're gonna bring one foot up in front of you. There you go. So here, I want you to first feel our alignment. So that front heel is gonna pull backwards. So just see what that feels like. If I pull backwards and release, pull backwards and release, pull backwards and release, and pull backwards. Great. Now I want you to think about, keep that pull on, that front leg pulling backwards. I'm gonna have you push the back hip forward. Keep that pull on the front and release. So this back hip's going forward. I like to think of it from this butt crease right here. Pressing forward and release, pressing forward. Now, if I do both together, what you should see is that the hips are staying really straight on forward. There's no rotating of my pelvis, right? I'm really straight in, that heel is pulling back, this hip is pushing forward. Now I'm gonna have you tuck those toes underneath. We're gonna press into the floor and bring that back leg up. Right, so I'm gonna find a stance that feels comfortable. I don't want you to be too wobbly, so you could take that back leg a little wider if you need it. Right, then I have a lot of choices here, right? I'm gonna put my weight on this forward heel, which means that my butt is gonna have to stick out a little bit. I'm gonna bend this back knee and then straighten it. Right, I'm working all in this right butt. You can't see my hand, all in this right butt. Right, and because I'm working and weighting this heel and sitting into this leg, this back leg is pretty free. It has a little weight, but not much. So I can bend it in and reach. Bend it in and reach. Good, keep sitting into that front leg and reach. Bend it in and reach. Nice job, keep pulling. So your body should not change height at all. I'm holding my body steady, I'm rolling through that back foot. Hold steady. And reach, and bend, and reach. Nice job. We're gonna bring that back foot in a little, drop the heel, and straighten the front leg. Yes, so now front leg straight, I've got my back heel drop. Try not to turn out that foot too much. It can have a tiny bit of a turnout, but not too wide. I'm gonna find that same square hip idea. So I'm gonna really have to push this back hip forward to keep me from rotating here. And the tighter your hips are, the more you'll feel that. Then I'm gonna bend this front knee forward. Keep that heel down in the back. Don't let your pelvis rotate. So some of you are gonna go half an inch. Some of you will go a lot further, right? Calf is gonna go on stretch as well. So if you have a tight calf or a tight hip, you're not gonna get very far. If you're loose, you might get far, but make sure that you're working this front, my front right hip, is my butt is really getting on fire now. And I'm gonna push back with that leg, front leg straightens, bend forward again. Torso stays up, good. And push it straight, and bend. Push it straight, and bend. Nice, push it straight, and bend. And push it straight, and bend. Beautiful. Push it straight. We're going to turn center for a moment. Great. So here I'm going to keep my feet pointed forward. If it's uncomfortable, you can bring your legs in a little closer. I want you to feel that you can pull inward with your inner thighs and release, but I don't want you to flatten your feet to do it. My knees aren't pulling in, I'm pulling in from my pinky toes really, and my whole foot in and release, pulling it in and release. Good, make sure those knees don't go in, right? You're pulling in, it's higher up than those knees and release and pulling in and release. Great, you're gonna pull in and hold, hands to your waist, your back stays neutral. You're gonna hinge forward. If it's a tiny bit, that's fine. If you have more room and more flexibility, you can come down more. You're still pulling in though, so not just dropping in the middle there. And then I'm coming up. Release, pull in, hinge forward. That's it. Keep that back straight, up, and release. Does this look familiar? Some of you have done this on the reformer. Yes, pull in, hinge forward. Now don't you wish you were on the reformer? Up and release. Good, one more time. Pull in, hinge down. Good, keep that back straight. Come up and release. Well done. We're gonna switch sides, but I'm gonna have you turn and go all the way onto your knee on the floor, just so we can set ourselves up from the floor. Great, so here you'll have your feet and knee, your foot and knee should not be in the same line, they should be apart. I'm going to pull back with my front foot and release. So heel pulling back and release. Pulling back and release. Front heel digs in, pulls back and release and pulls back and release. Now I'm going to add this back hip pushing forward. Press forward and release. So focus on the back one for a moment. Push it forward, really opening the front of this hip. And release, grow that head tall, body tall. And release. And pull. Release one more time. Pull. Good. And release. Nice. We're going to tuck those toes under in the back. You're going to exhale, press up into that lunge. We're going to find that same pull. So hip, back hip pushing forward, front hip pulling backward. Great. Okay, then we're going to release that back foot, which means I have to really weight my front hip. So I'm going to really sit into my left hip here. I'm going to roll through my foot in the back and release. Bend and release. Good. Shouldn't feel anything in that back knee if you're doing this right. Remember, your body's not moving at all. It's only my back leg moving. My body doesn't go up and down. Just rolling through that foot, releasing. Rolling. Release it back. Rolling. Releasing back. Rolling. Good. That front butt should start to feel something now. Rolling, if not already. Release. And rolling. Release one more time. Rolling. Release. Nice job. You're going to try and sink that back heel. Push the front leg straight. You can adjust the width if you need a little more stability, a little wider would help. Right? And then sink that heel, take a look at your foot, make sure it's not too turned out here. And we're going to just bend that front knee, right? Keep that pelvis square forward. So here the tightness in your body's going to limit and push it back. Bending forward, pushing back. Bending forward, pushing back. Bending forward. Enjoy that stretch and push it back. Keep that pelvis square, even if you're not going very far, that's really okay. And push it back. Bending forward. Push it back. And bending forward. Good. Push it back, and we're going to come up to standing on 2 feet at the end of your mat here. Great. So here, take a breath in. You're going to reach your arms up to the sky. I'm going to hinge forward. So this is important for those hamstrings in the back. So if hands can go from up right down onto your thighs, you're going to press backward with your hands as your sit bones stick out the back on purpose. Yeah, so really pressing long. You should feel a lengthening into those hamstrings. Good. You're going to make your way down to the mat, either if you can with your back in neutral here, great. If not, bend your knees, taking those hands to the mat. Finding our plank here. If you need to go to your knees to do it, that's fine. Holding here. If you wanted to add a push-up or 2 or 3 or 4, they're here. So ready? Here we go. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not? 5. Hold there. Nice and strong through your body. Great. And we're going to lift up, back hips up into the sky. So I'm going to really work into my hips here. I'm going to drop the heels. I can walk the hands back a little if I need a little more pressure backwards. Try and really turn your sitting bones up to the sky. So tail way up to the sky. To keep those shoulders happy, just rotate and squeeze inward with your elbows. Hold here for a moment. And I'm going to have you open your feet to the width of your mat. Great. And then you're going to walk your hands back a little more, bend your knees, keep walking your hands back, and see if you can sit into a deep squat here. Yes, if you can't, you just go where you can, right? If your heels come off the floor, that's okay for now. We're just warming up that little squat. See if you can, if you're down there, see if you can open your upper back and really sit here. Yes, so pressing a little bit, pressing with your upper arms into your knees. Great, head is long. Great, we're gonna put the hands down, let ourselves lift right back up to where we were, hands sliding forward. And keeping the stretch on the legs though. So here we're gonna keep the stretch and pressure on those legs. Great. And then you're gonna work your way down one more time, this time seeing if you can keep those feet more parallel. And sitting right into that nice deep squat. Yes. Good, chest open, body tall. Great. You're gonna take a breath in, exhale, and squeeze those legs coming up. Good. Oh, well done. And we're gonna go right back down one more time. Sitting as far down as you feel comfortable. If you need to stop along the way, that's fine. And lowering right into that sit. Good. You're gonna come up halfway. Right? And you're gonna do little pulses upward. 1, 2. Keep thinking of pulling those inner thighs towards each other. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the way up. Nice job. We're gonna shake up those legs for a second. Last little gem here. We're gonna challenge balance and give a stretch at the same time. So you're gonna take one of your legs and cross it in front of your knee here. And then I'm gonna have you try and sit into a little squat. So you should get a little hip opener and a little balance work all at the same time. There you go. Nice, holding there if you can. Great, and then work your way back up. We'll try the other side. Crossing over, coming in to that sit. You can press that knee down to get more of a glute stretch there. Nice job. And then, oops, working your way back up, trying not to fall over like I did. Great, shake out those legs. You guys did a wonderful job today. So I hope those hips feel a little bit different, worked and stretched. And I will see you guys later this week or next week.